Welcome back to Total War Therapy, and after a long wait we're finally here with the 4 main categories of artillery and how to use them on the battlefield. In this video I will try to be as much comprehensive as possible, but watch it more as a beginner's guide to understand the basics of how to use differently these long range and high damage iron monsters. In this video unfortunately there will be no roadmap for the next week, cause I'm out of the country and I need some more time to plan it. So take a seat, please support my channel if you enjoy my video, and we can start. The first category is the arch line artillery, and it consists of any mortar and catapult in the game, like the generic Empire mortars, the Screaming Skull catapults by Tom King's, the Red Quake mortar, a mobile war machine from Chaos Dwarfs, till the Poison Wind mortars of Skaven, an infantry artillery we already made a video about last week. The arch line category contains most of the artillery pieces in the game. They are traditionally the lowest tier of artillery, but with a very long range, recruitable early in the campaign, and their main role is different according to the difficulty level you are playing with. If you are playing in low difficulty, the best strategy is to deploy them behind your front line, even second or third, and target various light or mid infantry. They don't have a great armor piercing damage, and they focus especially on the explosion effect, so they are quite useless against heavy units, cavalry, monsters and characters. They have commonly poor accuracy, so don't expect all the bullets to hit the target. They are still effective from the early to late campaign to address this type of units, so I strongly suggest their recruitment. If you're playing in high difficulty, the situation changes dramatically. The enemy units will actively try to dodge your bullets, so they lose their purpose. They're still a valid choice if you benefit from their long range, so forcing your enemy to attack or distract them from attacking you, and to target, for example, missile infantry when they stop in one place to fire. The second category is the straight line artillery, and it consists of any cannon and bolt thrower in the game. We have the grid cannons from the Empire, the bolt throwers by Dwarves, the mobile iron blaster from Ogre Kingdoms, and the warp cannons by Skaven, for example. They have a long range but supposedly more armor piercing damage, less explosive than the arch line artillery. Even if they require a straight line to shoot, you don't need to deploy them in your front line, but be careful that your infantry is not on their trajectory, because back in Total War Warhammer 2 they were shooting directly at your infantry, sabotaging your army. Their main difference to the previous category is that they shot single volleys with little splash damage and a lot of penetration. In short, they hit less units but more, so the perfect target would be heavy cavalry and slow monsters. Slow because if they are like flying dragons they may miss the target very often. Their actual impact in the game is still open to debate. They have a long reload time, many issues when the sight is not that clear, and their damage is less performative. One unit like this in your army is more than enough. The third category is the high penetration artillery, and if you feel I just run out of names, you guessed right. We have the Hellblaster volley gun from the Empire, organ guns from Dwarves, still the Giron bombers of Dwarves, and artillery infantry like deck gunners from Vampire Coast. They normally require a trajectory between the arch and the straight line, so you can easily deploy them at the back of your front line, but I strongly suggest you to put them out of your formation, well defended by other units. This because they have high penetration, so if you find a way to hit directly the flank of the enemy units, you will witness something of unbelievable. At the same time, all this potential might be wasted if you hit the enemy on their face. They have a lot of armor piercing damage like the cannons, but they can hit far multiple targets like the mortars. They are more expensive and with less range than other artillery, but probably more effective against monsters, heavy cavalry and heavy infantry. They are always a good investment in your army. The fourth category I struggle with again finding a proper name are the high damage artillery. For example, the Hellstorm rocket battery of the Empire, the flame cannons of Dwarves, the Skyjunk from Grand Cathay, and the monstrous infantry lead belchers of Ogre Kingdoms. These units are the highest tier artillery you can find. They have also a trajectory between mortar and and cannons like the previous category, but they are more effective at the back of your front line, since they don't need to hit the flank to overperform. Their damage is outstanding, so to not waste their potential, hit a unit at most a couple of times and move to the next unit to maximize the outcome. They are not that armor piercing, and as a mortar they rely especially on their explosive damage, so focus on infantry, light or heavy, and avoid monsters and cavalry. Their difference with the mortars is that since they don't shoot following a very arch line, even in high difficulty they will miss the target less often. Thank you for following me, subscribe if you enjoy, and see you next week.